So hello everyone, again my name is Lisa Harris and I'm going to talk about Destination You. And what is most essential is that you have to decide what your brand is. One or two things will happen. Either you will define your brand or someone else will define it for you. And so our goal today is to focus on having you define what your brand actually is. So I want you to just take a moment and just to look at the pictures. When you think about it, every brand has a visual in many cases. So, and think about it, in many cases they usually have one word when they're quite profound. Obama, Serena, Ali, humans. On the other side, in terms of product, MK. What is MK? Most women in the room may know.
Michael Kors.
Michael Kors. That's all you had to say was MK. Tamara already mentioned Starbucks. You think about it, and then at the bottom, those are all of the social media brands. If you saw a P, if you saw an F, you saw a bird, you automatically know what it is. So my question to you is, what is a brand? How would you define it? Anybody have a thought real quick? So, say again?
Identity.
Very good. Anything else?
Signature.
Signature. Very interesting. So this is actually what a brand is. And literally, it's very important to understand the definition of a brand. It isn't the logo. It isn't the sign. It isn't some symbol that we see. It is actually defined as a promise on the expectation of an ultimate experience. So that means when I am in contact with you, when I'm in relationship with you, when I'm connecting with you, what experience am I actually having? What am I learning and getting from you? So I'm working with you on committees. What am I getting from you? What experience am I having? When I walk away from you, what do I remember about you that is actually significant? So we're going to talk about what it means to have that brand. So I created this thing called the brand pie. So if you're working on developing your brand, whether you think your brand is really strong, if you think there's areas of improvement, there are 5 parts to creating your brand. The first one is appearance. You know what they say. Everybody forms an impression when they first see you. In retail, when you get to the first part of a window, retailers know they have 7 seconds to convince you to go from that window into the store. 7 seconds. So you know if they have 7 seconds, we have 7 seconds when we first see you. The next one is written communication. It is a lost art today when you think about it, with all the texting and 140 characters on Twitter, that we don't write as much as we used to. I often share with people I teach. A young lady turned in her paper to me in class. It had actual, the words you use on Twitter. Instead of saying A-R-E, it was R for R-U, right? And I'm like, in today's world, we still need to be able to write. Verbal, nonverbal communication, personal leadership, and competitive advantage. So I'm going to go through a little bit of that on that next slide. So think about it. I mentioned appearance. Again, 7 seconds. How you look, how your hair looks, your nails, your shoes are polished. Are you wearing a tie? Is it appropriate for where you are? Your appearance says everything. People make decisions based on how you look in that first few seconds. The next thing is really critical is, are you looking someone in your eye? I don't know about many of you, but it seems today that a lot of people today are struggling to look people in their eye, to have direct communication, to have a conversation with them. We tend to do a lot of this, but we don't do a lot of this. So eye contact is really important. People build trust based on how you look at them, and that's that connection in terms of relationship. I said languages. Here's an interesting thing. We need to be able to speak English well, not good. Right? We need to speak English well. And we also need to consider to be